Hey, what up friends? So when I first started getting into poi dance fusion, I had a really big question in my mind, namely, what poi tricks go with which dance moves, so I know what to learn. And as it's turned out over time, the answer to that is not so simple. It's not a one-to-one kind of relationship. There's a lot of different poi tricks that you can use with a specific dance move and vice versa. So with all of that noise out there, how do we make choices about what poi tricks we do use with a given dance move? Well, it turns out the answer might not be as complicated as you think, and I'm going to go through it in this video. Drex here from Drex Factor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. In this video, we're going to take a look at how we combine together poi tricks and dance, and how we make choices based upon what we have in our arsenal. But before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Fire Mecha, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, and Ultra Poi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all of these amazing companies and the work they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links down in the description of this video. A couple weeks ago, I was having a conversation with one of my private lesson students, and we were specifically talking about this dance move right here. This is a tourjete. Basically, it just means kick as you're turning. It consists of doing a turn with your whole body and kicking out first your following foot and then your lead foot and coming down on both. And my student was asking, okay, which poi tricks go with this? And my answer was, I know a bunch of poi tricks that go with this. So then he asked me, well, how do I choose between them? And I realized that this is actually kind of a deceptively simple question, because I also knew the answer to this, but I only knew the answer to this because I've been playing around with poi dance in a really specific way for the past few years. So first up, let's take a quick look at what a tourjete is, how to perform it, and then I will tell you what I told him in terms of which poi trick goes with it. Okay, so this might not be the way it's classically taught, but the way that I think of a tourjete is it's basically the same thing as a chaîné, that is stepping around in a circle as you travel from one side of the stage to the other, but doing so as you're kicking out your feet. If you don't know how to do a chaîné, I have done videos on it before that I will go ahead and link to up in the cards as well as down in the description. But suffice it to say, you want to pivot off of your lead foot and step out forward with the opposite one, and then step back with the other one. So if I'm going to my stage left here, I'm turning left, stepping with my right foot, pivoting on my left, and then I'm stepping back, pivoting on my right foot, and stepping out with my left, like so. And as you're doing this, you want to think not that you're going to pick up, plod down, pick up, plod down. You're going to think that it's up, up instead. So think that you're starting down, up, up, and that's what takes you through. Down, up, up, and that's what takes you through. Each of the steps you do, you should be keeping your weight up as you move through the move. So to turn this into a tourjete, the biggest difference is simply that we're going to kick our feet out as we're doing this action. So rather than stepping right and then stepping left, I'm instead going to go ahead and kick right and then kick left behind me. The right kick is going out in front of me like I'm kicking a soccer ball, and then the left kick goes behind me like I'm doing a mule kick. Think that you're going to kick the soccer ball, kick like a mule, and come out of it. Really think that every time you kick out one of your feet, you're getting a 180-degree turn. So as I'm facing forward right here, my first kick takes me back, my second kick takes me back forward, and that is what gets me through the full turn. So think half turn back, half turn forward as you kick out your feet, and that will get you around. As you're doing this tourjete, do bear in mind that you want your overall motion to be up and sideways. Think that you're going up and your body's floating for a second as you're kicking your legs out. That is what's going to get you from place to place, and not only that, it's what's going to make the move look really pretty, which after all is the whole point of this, isn't it? Okay, so what poi tricks go with a tourjete? Honestly, so many, I don't know if I can list them all in here. Off the top of my head, we have everything from a tuck turn to the first move I ever combined with the tourjete, namely a fountain. We also have things like a stall that we can take through. And of course, we have things like your everyday extensions to carry you through. Basically, any poi move that involves this motion right here, creating a loop with your arms as you go through, will work with a toate. In fact, you can probably come up with at least a dozen examples that I didn't mention here. Okay, so with all of that said, now back to the obvious question. How do you decide which poi trick you're going to use with that toate? And the short answer is, it depends on what the music is doing. See, this is one of those moments where we can use musicality as our guide, where if we're listening closely to the music, that is going to inform our choices in terms of what the poi is doing as we're going through this jump. So I think tourgetés are best served by moments in the music where something big happens. A chorus hits, or there's a really dynamic moment in a solo or a singer, like hitting one of their high notes or something like that. It's something that calls for a big round of expression. So the question is, what exactly is the moment? Because there's a bunch of different ways that we could approach this. So let's start simple and just imagine that there's a really important moment in the music, something that is really loud and in your face. This is a perfect fit for doing an extension with that tourgeté. Or let's say that this is a moment that has a really strong and powerful beat to it. This might be a good moment to include something like, say, a tuck turn, something that is going to emphasize that beat as you're going up through the air. Or let's say that there's a really rapid melody. This is a perfect fit for doing a fountain. Every single one of those beats in the fountain can be thought of as one of the notes in that run. Or let's imagine that there's a suspension in the music. Maybe it's dropped out entirely for a moment, and when that happens, we can then use that stall to make that moment really feel like it's just hanging in midair. So really the question is, what moment are you trying to create with your choreography or flow, and how does it fit in with the music? If you know that there's a drop coming, do you have an opportunity to set up something cool? If you know that there's a really rapid change coming, do you have a moment to be able to add in the number of poi beats that is really going to make it stick? That choice is totally up to you. But I think the true answer to this question is go with musicality, regardless of what else you might be doing with your dance moves. So what do you all think? Do you think that this is a good answer for which dance moves to use with which poi tricks? Do you have a different answer to this question? I'd love to know. Please leave me a comment and let me know, and also be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to help other people find this video, and of course to help my channel grow. This video would not be possible without my amazing supporters on Patreon. In particular, I'd love to give a huge shout out to my Flow patrons who are listed on screen right now. Thank you all so much for your very generous support. And if you out there would like to get your name in the credits or access to a whole host of other awesome resources, you can do that by heading on over to my Patreon at patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi. I'll leave a link to that down in the description as well as up in the cards. Please check that out and help me out in my mission of bringing poi spinning and flow arts to the whole wide world. Thank you in advance. And if you'd like to check out some other videos I've done on combining basic poi moves and dance moves, I will include a link to a playlist of those videos down in the description as well as up on screen. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to get out and flow yourself today, and I'll see you with a new video real soon. Take care now. Peace.